Vehicle control initialized.
Hey people, 5aces here, and apologies for the distinct lack of content that has been going on the channel currently. So it's not on my part, it's more on YouTube's part, because YouTube kept messing up the scheduled videos and just deleted them. So here I am, just 13 days off my original deadline, posting another video. But I've got a couple really good replays in the backhand to make up for it. And the first out of this series is going to be OmNom versus Lorrydriver, and it's going to be played on sidestep but with a tab edit. So what is this all about? OmNom is a player who just joined the community recently, and he's very competitive, and he's doing lots of balance changes and playtests right now, one of them being the tab edit. And the tab edit means that he switched the build order of buildings around, and also he made it so all the tech buildings are now in the defensive tree, or in the defense tab, which in turn means that you can eco and tech at the same time, making tech rush more viable, while at the same time preventing pillbox spam, because you have the options. You either spam pillboxes and base defenses, or you tech up. There is no in between now. You can't have both. Why not both? Because it's impossible. So a really good balance change. I like it. I'm digging it. Digging it. We're seeing a fairly standard opener regardless. OmNom going for the pillbox into the oil derrick. Same for Lorrydriver, who's a bit ahead. And is probably, that's a double refinery opener for Lorrydriver. Now we've talked about this before, a double refinery opener is just going to free up more assets at the beginning. So makes it easier for you to spam out infantry in the early game, but at the same time it is going to make you lose out in the tech war if you so desire, if your opponent decides to go for a tech rush, because all the tech buildings have the war factory as a prerequisite. So yeah, that's the tab edit in a nutshell. Now let's see how this game pans out. We've got two titans here, by the way. OmNom he's made a name for himself in the community, and he's a force to be reckoned with. And Lorrydriver, he is the one who took the hidden path to the master. Congratulations on him for advancing into the Masters League after just one season of playing competitive OpenRA. One of the best players in the community for sure, and he has taken the competitive scene in storm. Yep, so he is going to face off against the likes of me in the next season, in Season 3, which is going to be very hypey. Interesting, both players selling off their oil derricks, leaving them very vulnerable, especially to just a counter engineer. So both of them could just take their Engie and reclaim what's rightfully theirs. Your oil derrick, I didn't see your name on it. Let me plant the flag in that ass with my badass engineer. Engineering. So anyway, yeah, flag truck scouts the infantry blobs, sees that he wants nothing of this. He absolutely doesn't want to be here. Just hightails it out there, scurrying away. We're seeing a defensive flame tower placed for OmNom in expectation of a push. Now, this is something that's easier to do as allies, because the pillbox is such an insane range / rate of fire, but the flame tower is gonna do its job for now. An APC completely unanswered, completely unaccounted for. So the APC is probably going for refinery block, maybe. No, he sees the double refinery, so he knows that the refinery block is of no use. He's blocking the war factory, but a bit of a futile attempt, because there is nothing being produced there at the moment, and the rockets are arriving momentarily. So he's noping it out of there. We're seeing an engineer, a sneaky cheeky bricky engineer for Mr. OmNom, just standing there and waiting for an MCV to arrive. Now, for players who have a short attention span, the attention span of a squirrel, they just tend to send their MCV here, unpack it, and then micro somewhere else. This is a field day for an engineer, but I don't expect this to happen in a high tier game. At least not without a battle involved somewhere on the other end. Nice. Lorrydriver taking good care of his APCs, and he's got good health care, patching everything back up. And that's a push and a half. We're seeing a couple civilians armed with their pea shooters. Yeah, it's the civilian uprising. Up in arms. Good stuff. And this could meet a nasty timing, by the way. Oh, the flag truck scouts it. He won't like what he's seeing here. Just being obliterated. And OmNom is going to have to mass infantry now, because he realizes that there's no recourse at the moment. All he has is a couple harvesters. And first heavy tank out, but the second one is like way off. That's too fast for heavy tank. That's a flak truck. He's building a flak truck right now, and flak trucks have poke. And flak trucks have line of sight, but flak trucks do not have all-in potential. And here we go, the first push. Oh, that's so good. So much value out of the old truck. The old truck taking, wow, taking like 20 infantry into the grave with him. Really, really good trade for OmNom. And sniping the APC to boot. So he's got a distinct advantage now. And he's going to press it. I am seeing a forward radadome. If I've ever seen one, that's the most forward radadome I've seen in a long time. So I guess Lorry just wants the line of sight. Really expensive though. Keep in mind this is currently in the current build. The radadome is the third most expensive building after the MCV and the War Factory. You don't want to just place it in your opponent's face to taunt him. No sir. So anyway, he's trying to focus down the Conyard, but it's not happening. The Conyard just has too much health and it pulls back just in time. Lorrydriver emerging victorious here. This has been a really, really good engagement for Lorrydriver. OmNom got a bit too greedy. He wanted to get the Conyard at all costs, and he failed. So the Flame Tower, oh, the Flame Tower is not focusing on the rocket soldiers, so instead he is going to lose the Flame Tower. No pressure, no more pressure here. And, oh, this infantry is going to come in and probably going to clean up the Conyard, let's see. Nope, OmNom moving back in time. He's got too many rockets here. He's got rockets, he's got heavy tanks, but where are the rifles? This composition is doomed to fail against Lorrydriver's infantry spam. Look at this. Oh, just eating up the heavy tank. Pretty brutal. And now it's time for the... Ooh, wow! Okay, the Conyard goes down with the very last rocket salvo. Doing its job. What do we have in the back of this? Oh, we've got a double block. Double block here for Lorrydriver. Nothing can come out of the War Factory, and the mining was denied for a bit as well. Really, really good. He scouts with the first Yak, sees nothing out of the ordinary. He hasn't scouted the second base, and he hasn't scouted the tech center specifically. So this is going to be the game changer. I suppose I suppose OmNom might want to go for Shocks at this point. I'm not sure what his plan is. Shocks, maybe MiGs. MiGs would be great against the Tesla coil spam here. Also against 5 unprotected harvesters, that's where MiGs really shine. That's a Yak wasted. So however, he scouted the MCV, so he knows that there's going to be a base popping up momentarily. OmNom, the Wall Master and the Base Master, he's just planting bases in your face all day. That's his playstyle, and it works. It works against pretty much anyone, even at higher tiers at the moment. People are starting to adapt, but this is so bad. Oh no, he places the Tesla coil just out of power. Don't you know that feeling? TFW. That feeling when your Tesla coil got placed at the perfect spot and it's out of power. It's like, yep, I forgot to pay the electric bills. Time to GG out of here. Oh, and that's so bad. You don't want to run Yaks into this. That's an infantry blob. 1 Yak crash, 2 Yak crashes. No, sir, that's not a good trade. Losing his MCV, losing 2 harvesters. Really expensive for OmNom. That has set him back quite a bit. Quite a back here. That's exactly what I wanted to... Oh, wow. However, he's moved out his third Conyard, and this is the perfect place for a Tesla coil, because it's so hard to snipe it over the ridge. You can do it with rocket soldiers, but there's no barracks at the moment for Lorry, and this is so hard to dislodge. Also, I see the first shock trooper out, and dislodging this would mean having to place a counter Tesla coil, really expensive and really inconvenient. So this is the perfect place for a Tesla coil. This might be a comeback here for OmNom, because currently OmNom is on 2 bases versus 4, so he really needs to make something happen. Lorry recognizing the situation, pulling back. He's got an airfield. That's the only airfield. Oh no, it's not. Never mind. Spy plane comes in just in time to see the Shockies popping up. But in the grand scheme of things, it's on Lorry it's on OmNom to make something happen against Lorry right now. Because Lorry's got the field advantage. He's got an Iron Curtain even. An Iron Curtain. He's got 4 bases versus 2. This is not looking too good for OmNom at the moment. We've got the shock push though. I think what he wants to do is blob up here and then move out the Conyard and maybe place it somewhere here. Maybe here. And start a base push. The army has been scouted. That's very important. Like, the spy plane is so important nowadays. It's really, really important in competitive 1v1s to keep tabs on your opponent's army. And the Soviets actually have a really big advantage up until the hyper late game where the GPS satellite starts to pop up. Oh, V2s as well. So this is not a good idea now because shocks are really expensive, they tend to clump, and they tend to die to V2s. They tend to die to V2s a lot. OmNom putting up his wall. The wall master has arrived. Officially, those are a couple misplaced walls, I feel. But we're gonna see how it works out. Oh! What an expensive V2. But still, getting rid of much of the meat shield. That's... Oh, the scatter move. The scatter move cost OmNom so much time here. I think he would have been better off without a scatter move. But regardless. Yeah, nice push deflection here. Oh, the Shocky flank. Shocky flank getting rid of a couple infantry. Shockies have crazy DPS and crazy burst. And also they have the smart targeting system. So yeah, this was a futile attempt by OmNom. Not the right call. Well, he got 2 harvesters, so this ore patch is denied for the time being. And now the flags are chasing in, giving chase to the V2 rockets, and the infantry is out of position. Oh, so nice. And while they're reacting... Oh, that's nice, Micron. While they're reacting, OmNom is sending in the Yak plane. Can he get one more? Yes, he can. That's so good. Maybe the engineer? Oh, the engineer as well. That is so good. That was 3 V2s, an engineer at the cost of two flak trucks. Very much worth it. Ha! Wow, and yeah, that's so good. OmNom has recognized the situation. Lorrydriver was forced to pull back in order to not get caught between a rock and a hard place. And so OmNom can take his 3rd base for himself. It's not his natural 3rd base, but whatever. Interestingly enough, Lorrydriver has had the Iron Curtain, but he hasn't had any good targets to curtain. So, yeah, maybe a harvester, maybe V2s, curtained V2s are so good. It's just, if you get 5 of them, you can put them up in a plus formation, pull them up, and just target a Conyard, Iron Curtain them, and that's it. That's all she wrote. Conyard gets bursted down, insta-bursted. That's a para-drop, but I don't think that's gonna amount to much. Oh, the zombie dance. We're gonna see that zombie jive here. Just shaking. Shake it, shake it. Shake it like a zombie. He's got some good moves, that guy, man. Impressive. Yeah, 4 flag targets. That's a very old school composition. The counter para-drop, not gonna be much successful either. He's forcing a complete pull of the army. So that's good. It's not a complete pull, there are like 200 riflemen. Disregard. That's the plus of death. We're having 4 flak trucks coming in. Probably going to snipe the meat shields, but he's not finding the V2s. And now he is! Now he is. He should target the V2s. First V2 down. 2nd V2 down. He should focus the 3rd. Yes! 3 V2s down. And now hightail it. Book it. That was really good. Only lost 1 flak truck. So OmNom is kind of making a comeback here. Oh, and that's the smart targeting system for the Shockies. That's so brutal. They immediately target anything and burst it to smithereens. Blasting it to smithereens. Especially versus this light army composition. Shockies are not as good as rocket soldiers in the raw anti-armor department. Oh, the parabomb! Parabombs almost get the MCV, but the MCV has been revealed by the parabombs regardless, so this is going to be pretty deadly. He needs to deploy. There's ore in the way. There's going to be defensive structure following up this. Ah, it's a wall. Obviously, it's a wall. We are playing, Lorry is playing against Trump 2.0. There we go. The Iron Curtain is halfway off cooldown. I feel like OmNom is really focusing a bit too hard. Like, he's trying a bit too hard to push him out of the middle. It's the original base, but there's not much value. Like, there's so much army value here, and there's not much benefit in pushing away this because it's so costly. If you were to just get a flank attack on those completely unprotected ore refineries, that would do the trick in a much better fashion. More Shockies, more and more Shockies being pulled up. This is, yeah, a very old school composition. This looks like the May 2015 release when Flags and Shockies were the meta. Like, it was the thing to do. They had 100 health instead of their now nerfed. Oh wow, that is an odd choice. So if I were OmNom in this situation, I would have iron curtained the Conyard. But he decided to curtain. There's a counter curtain. He decided to curtain his flag track, and one flag track doesn't have the DPS to really cut down a couple V2s. He's got another MCV though, and that's the annoying part about OmNom. Whenever you think you've pushed him out, there is always another MCV in as a backup. There is always a backup. Oh, that crash! Ooh, that was a really good crash. He's still not worth it. He should have kept the Yak for the line of sight, because I don't think he has a Yak at the moment. No sir, no such luck. Really good formations by Lorrydriver as well. He always keeps his inventory separated into different cells. He doesn't clump them up all into one big ball of death, because that gets countered by V2s so easily. Nice scouting round. You see how important it has become to scout. So I really like how it's not easy mode anymore. If you want to defend, you have to think where's the opponent coming from. You have to be active, and the allies have the ranger to keep tabs on their opposition, and yeah, Soviets have the spy plane. So a really good balance change, I feel. That's a bit of a face-forward Conyard. We're seeing more walls for OmNom. Is he gonna be able to cut off the reinforcements? Let's see. Oh, here's the big wall of fuck you. That's it here. And Shockies can shoot over walls, rifles cannot. The only thing that can kill him are the flag trucks and the V2s. Pretty good trade. Like, okay, OmNom is losing this engagement here, but he is still traded very cost efficiently. Very cost efficiently. Keep in mind, a shock trooper has pretty much the same price as a rocket soldier. It's 300 versus 400. So if you trade 1-for-1 with rocket soldiers, that's already almost worth it. And he got so much infantry there. More and more flag trucks being pulled up. Flag trucks, kind of an odd choice. I like the composition by Lorrydriver more. He's got an active Yak out for scouting, and he also has gotten V2s, and the V2s are the answer to blobs. That's what OmNom is doing now. He's walling off and blobbing behind it. What? He just placed... Okay, that's weird. That's the bug again. Oh! Don't deploy your Conyard in front of 5 freaking V2s! And then he fat fingers the Iron Curtain. That's so unfortunate for him. He had the Iron Curtain ready. This would have been a good idea, except it wasn't. Ooh, lucky. Lucky the V2 didn't get more. But Lorry just A-moving. What is he doing here? He's just trying to focus down an Iron Curtain barracks. Not in the cards, buddy. That's not in the cards for you. There's an Iron Curtain V2, getting a couple more Shockies. But I think the push has been stopped. Anyway, this bug I wanted to talk about was that the concrete wall... Ooh, some more value. The concrete wall was placed while there was no build radius, because the MCV was moving, so that's what I would consider a bug. Hopefully it gets fixed, and it's been a long-standing bug, anyway. So funny, like... Oh, okay, now we've got a couple of vehicles out, but I don't think OmNom has opted for any other vehicle. Like, at the beginning he had one heavy tank. From there on, he's only opted for MCVs and flag trucks. This is really a throwback to this old school May 2015 release. So we've got 2 paradrops, one red and one yellow and one green. Neither of them are going to have a very high longevity. Yeah, the ore truck says thank you for 60 cash bounty. We're having another spy plane coming in. Gone are the days when when the spy plane used to tank AA fire. That was the funniest bug. Or I don't know whether it was a bug. You could send your spy plane along with your parabombs, and the spy plane was faster, so it would soak all the AA damage because it's invulnerable. And some hilarity was had from that. That's a flank attack here. I don't know. So much army value. No. Like, really, OmNom should just focus on trying to get these expansions down here. The main base is just too well fortified. Is there an Iron Curtain? Oh, he should fire it now! No, still no Iron Curtain. Where's the Iron Curtain? Huh? It was ready. This could have been a good engagement if he could snipe out the V2 rockets. But, yeah, it was just a waste. Waste of resources. Oh, and this defensive Tesla coil spam, that's something where I always recommend get MiGs, guys. So, against this composition, MiGs have such a high line of sight, such high mobility, and they can snipe Tesla coils in 2 rounds. So, if you just get 2 MiGs, they can pretty much 2-shot a Tesla coil. Not pretty much, they can exactly 2-shot a Tesla coil, to be precise. Yeah, if you can't breach through, try using MiGs, try using the high tier air units. Okay, this might actually be worth a suicide yak. But it's out of line of sight. Very unfortunate. Like, if he were to just move it a couple cells closer, OmNom would recognize the situation and he would probably go for a suicide on the V2s. So there's another base push, coupled with a lot of Shockies. I see tons of Shockies here. And he's got line of sight advantage with his yak. The Shockies hiding in the trees, pretending to be trees. It's a mirage Shockies. Only 1 flak track, so this doesn't have the DPS to really punch through through V2s. Nice crash. Well, in conjunction with a V2's yak strafe, it has the DPS. So OmNom just erecting an outpost for himself. It's a nice, comfortable barracks. Oh, we see the backline flank. 4 heavy tanks sniping the Iron Curtain, and OmNom is onto it, but there is nothing he can do at the moment other than just transfer over his rally points. But that's a dead Iron Curtain, and probably a dead, let's see, dead service depot as well. That hurts. That hurts, man. He's going for a counterattack, and that's so smart. He's walling off here. Wow. Okay, so this is a really genius move. So he's trying to split the army. It's like Moses trying to split the Red Sea. You absolutely create a concave, and Shockies over walls are so deadly. Very underutilized, and very, very deadly. So those Shockies are giving chase to a couple heavy tanks. Heavy tanks are too slow to really react. That is such a smart wall placement. Let's see where it's going next. Oh my god. And the zapping begins. This is the zappening. The grand zappening 2016. Let's see. Is it gonna happen? Ooh, there are parabombs coming in. Those heavy tanks are not long for the world. They can get maybe the refinery down, but what does it matter? There's another one. This could be good though. Really good angle on the parabombs. No, he's moving south. He is moving south. He's trying to get the eco down. Oh, he didn't get much. So the great zappening of 2017 begins. There it is. There you have it. Shock DPS. Shock DPS, ladies and gentlemen. Ouch. So much value here. Just burning through the infantry. Whew, that was a lucky shot. The V2 kind of missed. Really lucky, a lucky break on OmNom's part. And Shockies over walls, just slaughtering the infantry. That is the smartest wall placement I've seen in a long time. So okay, what does this mean now? This ore patch has been denied. This ore patch has been denied. How much does Lorry still have? Oh my god, Lorry is on 4 harvesters and 2 ore patches. While OmNom is on, he's potentially has access to like 7. However, this is an all-in push. Let's see. This is going to be an all-in scenario. OmNom, if he can hold out, has a major advantage. He has all the expansions, he has all the eco in the world, but he needs to hold this push here. He's going for the Iron Curtain. The Iron Curtain is ready. Let's see. V2s are closing in. Okay, here's the defensive Iron Curtain. He needs to pull back. OmNom needs to pull back his Shockies. That's a pretty big army he's got. Whoa. Ouch. Okay, so OmNom needs more reinforcements in the middle. In his original main base. He's walling off again. So smart against infantry. That's pretty much the best thing you can do. And Shockies behind walls are such a strong defensive force, even offensively, you know? They even work offensively if you place your walls well in advance, if you know how to place them. And that's the second to last MCV for Lorrydriver, so that's kind of an all-in push. This is do or die. If he manages to snipe to get the eco and the tech, he's in a good position. He's building a refinery, what the hell? That's a Ford refinery. It's gonna get zapped immediately. The Tesla coil, it needs to go. Oh, the Yak just idling. Oh, the Yak goes down. Second Yak surviving for another strafe, but is it enough? Let's see. There's actually not that much here. What? OmNom calling GG. That's a bit premature. So look, OmNom would have had access to this here, this ore patch, this ore patch. He would have had an easy time sniping the middle now that the armor was concentrated topside. Actually, yeah, Lorrydriver is completely right in the chat here. This game would have been OmNom's if he were to play it out. But I think he just felt like he had a disadvantage here. Wow! Really interesting playstyle, combining base pushes, walls and Shockies. Really nice to see, really good zapping that we saw there, at least especially in the last part of the game. And we also got a whiff of a nice zombie dance here. Yeah, I really like this playtest or this edited map because it just provides a bit more variety. You can get away with a tech rush, you can go for a quick radar dome. What I would like to see is for the prerequisites to even go down even further, so you can build a radar dome without having a war factory, or build a service depot without having a war factory. So you can actually go for crazy early game rushes. Even a hijacker rush should be viable, like just as Soviets popping down a service depot after the barracks and going for a hijacker rush. I would love to see the strategies diversifying more and more high risk, high reward plays coming in there. Anyway, this is a really good first step into a better balancing for the game, for a game which I dearly love, and I'd have to say so. Here is a belated Happy New Year's Eve and Happy Christmas to everyone. Hope you had nice holidays, hope you had a nice celebration. And yeah, 2017 is going to be a good year for OpenRA. With Season 3 of the of the league already standing in the being in the starts, being in the makings. Thanks for watching, guys. That's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time. 5 Aces out.
Battle control terminated.